On today's episode, which is number 100, my guest is my sister, Sue Pearse, because she was here for the first one and now she's back for the second one.
Came back.
Yeah. And so we've kind of rambled a little, not too much. I think that you'll enjoy it. We've talked about house sitting. We've talked about how you start something just because you've got an idea and how it gets better with practice.
Yes.
Yeah. Sue is the cat whisperer because you'll see another cat in the show.
I'm a crazy cat lady.
You're a crazy cat lady. And hilariously, we never had cats when we were children because Sue was allergic to cats. But I think it was actually our father who hated cats and blamed
my
you.
allergies. I know.
I think that's the way it happened.
I'm traumatised. Still.
It's awful, isn't it?
Not really.
Thank you for watching. I'm Robin Cook. This is Stories from the Red Couch. I know you'll love it.
100! So, here I am.
I know.
100 episodes later.
100 episodes later. Well, no, hang on a tick. Is it 99 episodes later? Because you've got one and then you're 100,
Right.
so one plus...
It's 99 episodes later and we are episode 100.
Thank you for joining us all this way.
Oh, look what happened.
Oh, some champagne. Thank you, Matt.
Just the right time.
It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun to hang out with you.
I've done a few of those.
You've done a few of those.
Ooh.
It's been fun to hang out with all of our guests.
It's been fun watching it all this time.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have my sister back. And we didn't think that you would be here.
Matt said to me a while ago, oh, could you come and do the episode 100 with us? And I said, oh, Maddie, we won't be in the country.
Because you are an international house sitter.
Yes.
Yes. How fabulous is that?
Oh, yeah, would you like a little bit more?
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Now, Ken Munsey, who has been on the show,
yes,
says that you have to tilt the glass so you don't get
it's
the
very
head.
fizzy. I think it's because it's not chilly. But that'll do me because I'm driving
later. All right, thank you. Cheers.
I'll just pop that there.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, in case I get a cab home.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a great time you've had.
So...
Buttery. Okay, let's talk.
99 episodes down the track, and I think if you were to look back at our first one where we sat here and we looked at this book and I made a little joke about Sue saying she paid an awful lot of money for it and it turns out she only paid $5. So yeah, I know, it's a lot of money too. Yeah, that's right. If you were to look back at our episode number 1 to episode number 100, you'd see a lot of changes, and mostly around production quality.
Yes, and sound. Yeah, well, that is.
Yeah,
sound
production.
And lighting. And
it's been fantastic. So, first of all, I'd like to thank John, who's over there and you can't see him, and Matt, but predominantly John, because every single week we do this, he strives to make it better. There's more lighting, it's better sound, different camera angles. And if
Did we start off with an iPhone?
No.
No, we started off with a camera.
Yeah, we started off with a camera. But I think what's important here is in anything that we do, you start somewhere, and we just started. We just said, how hard can it be? Let's just
see what happens.
Yeah, let's just record this video and see what happens. And over the 2 years now, the 100 episodes, we have improved
considerably, out of sight.
Yeah.
Everything has changed. Everything has grown and developed. The content, so the people you have on, it's not that they weren't great.
But they were all great. But I think what's improved is my ability to talk to them.
Yeah.
You're
pretty
well,
good.
I think so. That's what I like to think, anyway. And but I think it's something that we all strive to do, isn't it? So what do you do better now that you could tell us about than 2 years ago?
In the 2 years, I think I'm better at dealing with things that don't work out the way I would like them to work out.
Okay.
So I'm a very tolerant person anyway, but I think I'll go with the flow a lot more now than I did 2 years ago, or certainly 4 years ago when we started travelling
Yes.
full time. I think that's a skill I've learnt, because things don't always work out the way you expect them to.
Yes.
There's lots of curveballs that happen. So
In the travelling.
in travelling, in house sitting, and just in life. You know, you think you're going to go a certain way and something changes and you can't.
Do you deliberately, because I think that we deliberately change the things that we do. And
Mix
we have
things
done,
up a bit.
Yeah. Do you deliberately do that as well?
Yeah, I think certainly in this case now, where we're staying in Australia longer than we anticipated, we just are making the most of our time in the country.
Yes.
So we mix that up a lot. So rather than stay in the same place and say, well, this is where we have to be, we are still going to mix it up and go to places still that we've not been, that are actually testing us and challenge.
Another thing that I've noticed over the 100 episodes is, I've always had a strong connection to people and community and so forth. And I've met so many people through this process. You've done the same thing, but in quite a different way. So tell me what it's like to create an international community of house sitters.
Yeah, well, it's a virtual world, and the virtual world gets cops a bit of criticism.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get the IRL in real life.
Yes.
Against virtual.
Yeah. So, Dave and I have always been quite social previously to taking off, but once we started house sitting and travelling full time, we discovered there was a community of people already doing this. We had no idea there were so many others, and there's so many more now. People are realising that it's a fabulous way to live, and so we've hooked into some Facebook groups that are very supportive and collaborative and very important for problem solving and just support and just company sometimes. And so within a few of those groups that we're part of, we have also had the ability to meet in person.
Yes.
So you can actually I think you can get a good sense of a person on the other side of the world through the internet. I think
Absolutely.
you can because you talk.
Unless they're totally fraudulent and they're making up the whole personality.
Yeah,
I agree, you can.
And even so, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. You meet them, you have a coffee, you have a good time or you don't. And
That's right.
What are they going to do? So we have a fantastic group of friends, and they are good, true friends, and they are from all over the world, different life circumstances, different parts of places in their life, and it's an interesting community in that we don't have a lot of that hangover from our childhood friends or family.
Yes.
Or everybody's happy and bright and new about it.
Yes. So when you jump into a friendship like that, you are who you are in that moment.
Yeah, and the good thing is we are all as we are.
Yeah.
You're not being held back or carrying stuff, because I can speak for us. We just present ourselves as we are, and I think most of the other people do as well. So community can come in all different ways, online and in person.
Absolutely. We have, look, I've actually got a list here. See, here's my list. I don't normally have a list of things that I'm going to talk about.
Sometimes we just don't know what we're going to say, so we need a list. What we're going to talk about.
That's right, because we said earlier, don't waffle. You can't waffle, because that would just be boring and tedious.
I don't get bored with waffling, but I think other people would get bored
probably
with
would. And I guess that part of this is the fact that Sue and I come from a long line of performers.
Yep.
Don't we?
We do.
Yeah, and we've both just been scanning our our lives, our
Right.
history.
Oh, that's been such a big thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
honestly.
Do you scan your family photos? We've just been doing this.
Separately, but at the same time.
Yeah. So in our family, we have our brother Steve, who has sat here, and he's an instrument maker and a musician.
Yep. Nice guy.
Yeah, and a nice guy. And then our mother, and you'll see this, we've got a screen over here, so I'll show you some things of our mum. She was a bit of a performer as well, and then her father, our papa, was a comedian. So sometimes it's hard to just not perform.
Yes.
And you have been, I'm loving it. What do you call it? Your... Tell me.
Oh, my little game of Not My Kitchen.
Yes. So Sue's been doing this cooking show because she travels and she's always
In somebody
in
else's
someone
kitchen.
else's kitchen. So she does this little cooking show.
Don't call it a cooking show. I've done a
okay.
few videos and I just am not sure if it's got any legs. But
Yeah. Jump on and find it. So
No,
where are they?
don't. No, don't.
I think it's lovely. It's hilarious. But that's the point though. So when we did our first episode here and we chatted,
Yes.
and if we were to look at it now, which I do from time to time, we still think it's funny.
Yeah.
But it was shocking quality, wasn't it? And we went on and on.
On and on and
Yeah.
on, yeah.
So it's the same thing. So it's that idea of
Yes.
having an idea, having a concept, and just starting it. Don't wait until it's perfect.
Because it's never going to be perfect.
No.
Had you waited to do this program, how would you have known you'd get to 100?
Yes.
But had you waited till you had all these incredible lights and cameras and everything in place, you would never have got it.
We would never
I know
have done
people who want to blog. I know people who want to start a website and blog about their house sitting and their travels. And I know some people would say, I'm just waiting to get the website perfect and up and
Yes.
running, and I've got my list of things I want to talk about. And you're never
never do
ready.
it.
You're
That's
never
right.
ready. I say that from a very lapsed writer, hasn't written anything for weeks, months maybe.
Yes.
But I'll get back one day. But yeah, so if the urge takes you, just run with it and see.
And don't worry about
No,
public opinion.
no, who cares?
Who cares?
Who's reading it anyway?
And that's what our friend Mary Lou says,
Yes, she said,
Isn't it?
write as if nobody's going to read it.
because they won't.
And then actually, I thought that's a great way. And then I thought,
yeah, well, how disappointing
why
is
am I
that?
doing it if nobody's done it?
Well, it's a bit like this, and
You've got a huge following.
We
oh my
have.
God, how many
And it's
people watch this?
growing
every
all
week.
the time. Yeah. And
Hundreds, I'm talking hundreds.
Yeah.
Thousands, I don't know.
Thousands now.
Hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Watch this show.
That's right.
This person every week. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? All those primary school, all those high school teachers. Yeah, I'd love to see what they think about
I
you now.
know. So I am on the Gap High School Facebook page, and our
It's very scary.
it is scary. Our principal, our headmistress, on my
There's a spider on the champagne.
on my leaving certificate, Year 10 leaving certificate, she said, Robin will prove cooperative in a
Yeah.
position suited to her interess.
Oh,
And
that's
at first
very
I was
tactful.
really quite offended by
that's
that.
very tactful.
But I think that she was a genius.
I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, totally clever, because that's how my life has turned out.
But isn't that people too though? We're all happy if we're doing things we like to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I think everybody should give it a go to do
Yes.
what they want to do. Some
Yeah.
people can't
That's right.
because of their life circumstances. But wow, what a thing to say.
I know. You've got a website now, haven't you? I'm going to just launch in and ask you about your website.
About my website that I haven't written on for ages. I got this mental blank. Yes, years and years and years and years ago, we did a trip to China. We took Dave's dad, and so I wanted to write about it, and I came up with this. Wherever
Actually-
are we? What?
What a wonderful thing to take Sam.
Oh yes, he loved it. He loved it.
Yeah, so an older man.
He was 80 something, 2, 3.
Yeah, so 82, and Sue and Dave took him travelling to China.
Yeah, he loved it.
And now he has
Very sadly,
he's
terrible dementia.
dreadful
so-
dementia.
Which is why we're staying.
Yeah, but what a wonderful thing to
Yeah.
do that with your elderly parent.
Yeah, we had a great time, and we did it on a tour.
Yeah, so that's right. So when I spoke to Urosh and I said about you wanting me to travel, and I said, oh no, but I don't want to hop on and off a bus. You don't travel like that.
No, we don't. We have done, and there is absolutely a place for it.
Yeah.
We took him on a small intrepid group travel with like 11 people on it or something. It was wonderful.
To China, yeah.
To China. Brilliant. He had a great time. And it was early stages of him being not well. But I wanted to write about that, and I did. And the reason why I chose the name Wherever Are We is because I'd wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, wherever are we? You know, every day, are we in Beijing? Because it was a 30-day trip, but it was still, you know, a lot of places.
Yes.
And so I'd have to consciously, wherever are we? And then when I started writing about it, oh bugger it, that's what I'm going to call it. So it's a bit of a tongue twister.
It
so
is.
I've kept the name. Just, you know, I've wanted to change it, but I can't be bothered. So I've created a proper website rather than a little blog that I had, and I've written about quite a bit of our travels only in the last 4 years, and then the China before that. But so we compile all our house sitting references and all our house sitting stuff on that website. So it's very useful for us when we're talking to people about looking after their home and their pets. We refer them to that, and we're very open and transparent, and people can see it. They either like us or they don't. And
Yeah, that's okay.
no, that's okay. But most people, you
Like
know,
you.
choose us if we're applying for a house sit. So.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So if you're interested
Whereverarwe.com.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the world of house sitting,
Yeah, and on Facebook, Wherever Are We is and it's just a lot of waffle, really,
like we do.
like we do.
Yeah. That's fantastic. We also have a website. Thank you for asking. Oh, that's all right. Sorry. So we've got a website, and
It's a beautiful website.
it is beautiful.
It's a very beautiful.
Again, thanks to John.
Maestro.
Yeah, who just sits behind the camera. He's got the headphones on. You'll have to imagine it. Maybe Matt can take a photo. I think Matt's taken a photo of him. He hates
I'll
his
take
photo
a
being
photo of
taken.
you.
Would you do that?
Yeah,
Anyway, so we've got a website, and all of our episodes sit there. And the reason why I'm interested in telling you is because we're developing a couple of other products that you'll be able to plug in to. And
Sorry.
that's okay, because we're always on our devices, aren't we?
No, keep. Yeah,
So
I wasn't
you'll
listening.
be able
what
to
you were
plug in and see how you can make use of the expertise that we've built up
Yes.
over the last 2 years.
saying. Yes. And that's the way you're heading. So you can, or that's where you have headed.
Yeah.
And so a person is, if I've got this right, a person can sit here and talk about their work or their
Very
project.
specifically.
Or,
I guess that what we wanted to do when we started was to give people who ordinarily don't have an opportunity to have their story told
yes.
or their voice heard, to have that
Yes.
in a professional setting.
Yep. So rather than just hold their phone out like that and say,
Which is also valid.
oh yeah, but if
But
they want
this-
it polished, you don't have to go that and say this is who I am.
That's right.
It can actually be done in a studio setting, very professional.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So in a few weeks' time, you'll see on our website how you can do that, which I'm really excited about.
me too.
Yeah. Because it's that thing of older people starting new businesses,
Yes,
and you don't have to be 25.
that's absolutely right.
start
Plenty
a
of people
business.
start in
Yeah.
their 60s or 50s.
Not that I'm in my 60s yet.
No, some of us are still. My much younger sister.
Yes, yeah. And there's a funny story. When Matt found out that Sue's 4 years older than me, he said, "Oh, Mum, is she really? She looks so much younger than you do."
Not anymore.
I don't know. That's hilarious.
It was rather sweet.
Yes.
I'm surprised you told me about it, actually.
Oh, well, I think it's... I mean, what can we do if we don't laugh at ourselves? I know, and here's our other cat. So you never see this cat.
It's because
but-
I'm here.
Yeah, it's because you're here. Yeah. So, and there she is.
But she's not keen on being touched.
No.
You know? You pretty thing. Oh, yes.
She's gorgeous, isn't
She's
she?
gorgeous.
What else are we going to talk about?
What's on your list?
What's on the list?
Okay.
Episodes that we've really loved. So
things-
in 99,
Yeah.
and it's like children,
Yeah.
you never tell that one that you've got a favourite.
No, I don't. I can't say what my favourite house sit was, or my favourite little doggy or cat.
Yes, because there's been
like-
hundreds of them, hasn't
There's been
there?
hundreds of them, and it's like saying your favourite children. Although in my case, it's not. Look at you. Okay, I'm just looking at the. Sorry, I'm putting on my glasses so I can. I did tell Robbie who I particularly really enjoyed.
Yes.
And there's, like, I enjoy all of them. I think I've watched every one of them.
Thank you.
I do watch them. Might be like
Thank
a week
you.
later. But I do.
So that's family, isn't it?
I always
Isn't that
watch
family?
them. Yep. Well, it's because it's good.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
always interesting. So there are a couple that stand out for me. Ken Munsey is a local artist, and I really enjoyed. I like him as a person, but I really enjoyed his episode with you on the couch. I thought he was really interesting, talking about his art and his life, and his mud brick house in up in the hills of Mullaney. That was really interesting. Yvette Nielsen was another lovely lady, and she was talking about deep conversations and the ability for people to have meaningful conversations, and she's quite an introvert herself, yet she values those meaningful conversations, and she started a group locally, or has a group locally, that has just start off talking about stuff.
Because I think that's what's important in building relationships, keeping relationships, and building community is around sharing stories.
Sharing stories and moving on from just the shallowness of a light conversation, which is perfectly fine, and sometimes that's all you can cope with.
Yeah.
But just actually getting into some really meaty, meaningful stuff.
So that's what we enjoy. That's what we love about Stories from the Red Couch, is not only do John and I, and Matt sometimes, have the opportunity of talking to people in our wider community, people that I've never met before, come and sit here and we have these incredible conversations.
It's amazing what you find out about people.
It is. It
That's
is.
what I like about. That's what I really like about the program.
Yeah, but the other thing that I like is that we then get to share it with others, with you watching, and we spread that opportunity for people to have their voices heard and their stories
And it's great
told.
for the person sitting here on the couch, because I remember you said it's not about your own reach.
Yes.
It's not people that you know that would watch it. It's the people that they know that are watching it, and so they do get to share their story to people that might not normally have heard them or seen them before.
Yeah.
It's a really great concept.
It is.
I love it.
It is. So what I'd like to do is to thank you sincerely for watching. I'm very grateful that you've stuck with us all this way. Even if you've jumped in and out, it's okay. You don't have to watch every episode.
Okay,
really.
thanks.
You don't have to watch.
No, I do.
Sue has to watch every
do.
episode, but you don't. What I do love, though, is that sharing that you do when you share people's stories. And recently we had Jasmine McCall talking about the stuff at Film Festival, where that just went nuts. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for watching. My guest today for the 100th episode is my sister Sue Pearse. I will see you next week.
Give me a hug.
Yay! Now we can have.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Let's have some. Here we go.
I'm going to try some, and there's a little birthday cake there.
Yeah, and we did it now because Lucy has a habit of coming and
Eating the cake.
at inappropriate times.
So I'm going to have some of this nori stuff. Oh, look at this.
Thank you, David.
It's good. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, ball boys. Thank you, lads. Thank you, one time.